100%. I'm like, shit. Oh, I need to get the guys going too. Join. Now recording.
Now recording.
Now recording. Yeah, you were in there at the jump. I was the last one to get in there. Now recording.
Doo-doo-doo.
Now recording. Glad I remember those little fuckers. There have been times when I did not. Brand, did you get a haircut? It looks good.
I did. I went today.
Okay.
Meaning to go. Just haven't had the time, and since I've taken the week, I'm like, you know what? I got some stuff to do. I'll go do it. Had to go get some new jeans and stuff too, because I don't know if you have the same problem with jeans. I don't know if it's just jeans nowadays, but they either start wearing out like at the edges of the pockets, at the back, like right at the top of the pockets, they'll start getting little holes.
Yeah.
Or right down in the groin area. it'll start splitting. And I noticed the other day, I was like,
Brand, that's not a bug, that's a feature.
I was doing something, and then all of a sudden I was like, I think what did I have? It was something. It might have been this pencil or a pen or something, and it like fell into my lap, and I went to grab it, and my hand brushed against the fly of my pants, and I noticed it was like, hold up, and I looked down, and I'm like, oh fuck, there's a hole starting to, and I mean it's like a pea-sized hole right now.
Oh,
and I can see the fabric still, like the tiny threads, like just barely holding on. So
no,
I'm like,
what happened?
I don't know. It's because it's not like these are the jeans I just I put on, and I've got like jeans and already torn up denim to do like yard work and stuff in.
Right.
These are the like, okay, we're going out to dinner. Oh, we're going somewhere. Like, okay, I just put the jean. I don't do anything crazy.
Yeah.
In these jeans, I don't go like mountain climbing or.
They walk short distances and sit. They sit down a lot. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, man. They don't make them like they used to.
Are they cheap? Like I don't know. I've run the dye out of a pair. Like I've gotten, I guess I've actually read that this is a sign that you're on the spectrum, or this might be evidence of mitism, but you'll find something that fits right or looks like you like these Carhartt shirts. I have like 26 of these in this style of different colors. So I bought these, I guess it was a place of previous employ, but I found like a flexible, like I was going to be moving around a lot and going under desks to wire things and all that. But it's like the Lee Extreme Motion jeans. And so I got like 5 or 6 of those in all different colors as the sign of the tism. And I had one of them. Yep. It washed out like the front by my thighs. It's a lighter color than the whole rest of the jean, which is weird. But that's the only thing I've had happen with those as far as like wearing them out. Are they cheap jeans?
Not really. I mean, they're Wrangler. I mean, they're not like I'm not out there getting Lucky Brand,
Yeah, they're jeans. Not $200 pairs of jeans. I don't know that I've ever had Wranglers. Maybe that's a Wrangler thing.
I've had it happen on Wranglers, Levi's, and it's those little points it's either the pockets points. Or like I said, the groin. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's strange. I'm the same way though, because like with these jeans, it is I'll find a specific cut that fits right, and that's for these it's the like relaxed boot cut, because you can get the same jeans in the same exact size in 3 different brands, but if it's a straight fit, a relaxed fit, a straight leg, a boot cut, or they're all going to fit different. They're all going to fit different.
Yep.
So
they're not uniform.
As soon as I find, I'm like, oh, these relaxed boot cut, these feel great. They're comfortable. Like, all right, let me get, a bunch of pairs and all the different, the colors and everything. So like, fuck it.
So you think that's a sign of you being on the spectrum as well? Do you think there's some? Is there something
I know what I like. I know what works, and no muss, no
Yeah.
fuss. You know,
Yeah.
I got this one. I know this one's good, so I know if I continue to get that singular thing, it's gonna be good.
Yeah. I always wonder. I read that somewhere and it made me think like, oh, that's kind of strange, but kind of smart. I'm like, I do that. Wait a minute. Very committed. But that's just human. Is that not human nature to find something that you like
Right?
that? And I don't know.
Oh yeah, there's definitely other things that would lend toward either somewhat signs of a being on the spectrum or ADHD or some kind of something.
Yeah, ADHD. I think so for sure. The libraries that we have of alphabetized video games on shelves, I think, is pretty
Mhm.
strong evidence as well.
Yeah,
But
possibly.
I was always fascinated. Like I think I've said on the show before. Like my first stepmother had a library of books. Like she had a whole wall in the den that was just it was wall to wall books, and I could like just stand there and look at them, and they were alphabetized, and I could grab them and look at the cover, and I just remember like checking out stuff that way. Have you ever seen like the '70s Lord of the Rings covers with like
I don't think so.
the big heavy set Bilbo on the cover of The Hobbit and the creepy like crazy looking Gollum, like he looks like a monster? I'll send it to you after the show. Like I distinctly remember these covers of this Lord of the Rings set and The Hobbit, and they've stuck with
Okay.
me. Like whenever I see them on eBay and stuff, I'm like, yep, I know those. I know those covers well. Yeah, and our need for like cataloging, like you're building your retro setup on your emulation machines,
Oh
like having it
gosh,
look a certain
yeah.
way. Like some people can just fly through there and just pick whatever at random and just go for it. And I'm like, nah, it's got to be clean and organized and neat. I think that's part of it too.
All about the aesthetic.
Yeah, the jeans is a good thing though. I don't know. I need to take a poll. We do a weekly poll at work, like on the board. We have a whiteboard with just some random thing. Like right now, it's since fast food places stop serving breakfast at 10:30, is 11 o'clock considered lunch? Is 11 o'clock too early for lunch? I can't
Yeah.
remember how it was phrased. Yeah, and I'm like, that's brunch. I'm one of two people that said you cannot eat lunch at 11 o'clock.
I would say it depends on when your shift starts. If
That's what somebody else
if
said.
you're up at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, you're getting and going, you've had breakfast probably by like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 11:30 is probably your lunchtime.
So the individual that posted the poll does not eat anything until 11. Like that's the breaking of the fast is at 11. It's like
Ah.
intermittent fasting thing. So then you give them a pass.
Oh yeah.
You say it's okay then? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then like an early dinner, like 5 o'clock or something, which you and I ate
I
pretty
don't
early
now
tonight
now we're
today.
into like geriatric territory.
Yeah.
Like
Hold on, Brant. I gotta go get my cup of milk after dinner.
bed by about 5 or dinner by 5:30, and then I'm in bed by about 8:39 and
Buttermilk to go to sleep with, to go to sleep too. Sleepy time
oh.
buttermilk. Pour yourself a tall glass,
Ugh.
Brant.
I can cook with the stuff. I cannot drink it. Oh my gosh. My brother-in-law he's oh yeah, I'll just drink it straight or get with a nice slice of warm cornbread or I'm like, oh, the last thing I want is like chunky milk.
Is he 90? Like, what are
No,
we doing
no.
here? So old. The only excuse for that is old. My grandmother did. I think she did the cornbread thing too, but she was old. The only way you get out of this is you're old. We're off to a great start here. I'm sure people will join us like, what is this show?
Randomness.
It's just the usual suspects. They're used to the randomness. All right, you ready to get the show on the road?
Yeah, might as well. Quicker we do it, quicker we can knock it out and maybe do some Halo. A couple rounds.
Oh man, Halo with the squashes. Squasha and Squasha 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 398 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier video game and blue jean critiquing podcast. That's right. Come for the video games, stay early for the... Come for the jean talk, stay for the video games. Maybe I said that backwards. We were discussing blue jeans and their questionable quality these days. And the fact that Brant has maybe run into Wranglers, which are not up to the standard that they have been as of recently. We're just going to slander Wrangler. Tonight's show brought to you by
Hey,
Levi's. You did say
Wrangler and Levi.
Levi's.
I've had the same issue. Yeah.
I got a pair of Levi signatures. This just dawned on me when you said Levi's again. At Kroger. Our Kroger has clothing items. And they were clearance. Okay. So it was like $14. I'm like, sure, I'll gamble on these. That's a great pair of jeans. And I've read that's like the cheaper Levi brand is the signature. Like those, I think those are the ones that are at Walmart. It's not, again, it's not like the super expensive. Like $14, $20 is the right, what is the right price for a pair of jeans, I guess one would say.
I don't know.
Maybe that's the next polling, polling item.
Yeah.
Well, when you got your new ones, about how much were those a pair?
Shoot. I honestly don't even remember.
Brand's just swiping the card and moving on.
Yeah, I know how I paid for everything, and I bought a few different things today.
Yeah. The most I mentioned the Carhartt shirt. I got a pair of Carhartt jeans, but they were heavily discounted, and they got me on that because I really love those. They were like $35, but if you look them up on Amazon, they're like $60, $65, and I'm like, you got me with this one color, and now I need the other three. The tism in me needs the other three colors, and they're $60. It's like, I'm not doing this. I can wait. I'll play the long game.
It's a little steep. Yeah.
What else has diminished? Is that shrinkflation? Is the jeans the sign of the great shrinkflation we're enjoying in the year of our Lord 2026? I mean, this stuff's out there. Like we recorded during the pandemic. These voice notes are going to be out there for all time. Like 2026, we'll be thinking about. We're documenting the fact that maybe jeans are a sign of shrinkflation. Quality of the jeans.
Well, I mean, I think it's a pair of Wranglers or Levi's that somebody found like down in an old mine shaft, and they're still like pristine, like fine, not torn. And
that's the jeans you need to get, Brant. You didn't go in the mine shaft for your jeans.
Yeah. Gotta go diving into the mines.
The children pine for the mines. You just have to join them and find the jeans.
You think the mines of Moria have dwarven jeans?
Dwarven jeans.
Those
are good jeans. Those are some sturdy jeans. Worn by Gandalf.
Yep. Dwarves make good shit, man. They're known for the craftsmanship.
Dwarven jeans. And they last. I would purchase some dwarven jeans. Brant, there's video game news tonight. You've compiled it. Tonight, Destruction All-Stars comes to an end? Question mark. Embracer splitting? Time splitting? Question mark. These aren't all going to be question marks. It's not looking good for Bungie. News on Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2. That's going to be intriguing news. And as of today announced, we have your June PlayStation Essential titles. I'm one of your hosts, Richard Bergman, joined tonight by Newsmaster Brant McKee.
What's up?
Brant, what would you want the dwarves to build you that will last forever besides jeans? Because I think that's a great idea. Dwarven boots, maybe a pair of boots. Those are going to be solid.
Yeah.
I would let
tools, obviously.
Oh, toys. Toys. Yes, tools. You said tools. I said toys. Tools, obviously.
Dwarven video games?
Oh, Lord, yes. Like Lost Dwarves. Cesar's a big fan of those Lost Dwarf titles, the Blizzard games.
Yeah.
I would let them replace the capacitors on my CRT. I would let the dwarves go to town on that.
Ooh.
And really, I would know it would be well done, and would be. I could take that CRT anywhere. You could throw it in the back of a truck and rumble it along, and you could do anything with that thing. Yeah, tools is solid. Clothing items is solid. About building a deck, like building a pool deck or something, they would do a good job at that.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's mostly just wood. You can leave that to the Amish.
The Amish are going to do the woodwork.
The are
Leave the. What if it was a stone deck? The dwarves could do a stone deck.
Stonework, then yes.
Okay.
I don't know what just happened there.
It's okay. I lost you on video, but your audio was there. And you came right back, and no one is the wiser except me staring at the screen like, what the fuck is happening? Brant, come back. Do. We don't have to talk about dwarves. All right. Instead, let's discuss Destruction All-Stars. This was an early PlayStation Plus title for PS5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Annie Robinson from VGC notes Destruction All-Stars is now only available offline, and most modes will be gone by November. Sony Interactive Entertainment has confirmed it will soon shut down the early PlayStation 5 exclusive. Developed by British studio Lucid Games and released in 2021, it received mixed reviews from the media. On Tuesday, PlayStation announced the game has been removed from sale alongside its virtual currency, and multiplayer servers have been closed. Wow, we missed that opportunity. Single-player modes will remain accessible to existing users until November 25th, after which only arcade mode single-player challenges shall remain playable. However, quote, functionality and player experience, end quote, may be impacted due to the server shutdown. The announcement reads, due to ongoing technical issues, multiplayer services shall remain offline and are no longer available. You think there was an exploit in there somewhere?
Ooh, possible. I know that PlayStation's been dealing with a lot of hacking and exploit things.
Like a lot of weird backdoor stuff, right?
Yeah.
VGC notes Destruction All-Stars was originally planned to be a $70 PS5 launch title, but its release was delayed. Sony chose instead to make it available through PlayStation Plus at launch at no additional cost to subscribers for 2 months. After that, the game's price was set at $20. I think we all redeemed this, but I don't know that I ever played Destruction All-Stars.
I don't know. I played it for maybe 30-ish minutes.
Yeah.
Just enough for me to wish it was actually Twisted Metal.
Damn. Like, wow, this could have been something, but it's not quite what I was after.
Yeah.
Did you ever get a physical copy? I bought a physical copy when it hit like $10 or $12 or something.
No, I never jumped physically on that.
Maybe if that becomes the only way to end up playing it, that might be the way to go with whatever the single player challenges consist of. Did you try multiplayer or did you do the single player stuff?
Yeah, I jumped in the multiplayer, I think, just for a minute.
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those that we talked about years ago, like all of us playing together, and we just never really got around to it. Like we do a lot of different multiplayer experiences. So try that out. Before it's too late, I guess. Let me look real quick since I'm thinking about it and see how expensive it is.
I don't know. I know it popped up today when I was on PlayStation. Like it's one of the first things that pops up. It's like Destruction All-Stars, important news or something like that. And it's just all about them, the servers and everything being shut down.
Are they telling everybody that, or is that in your feed because you own a digital copy of it?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are you being alerted? Is it one of those, you know how games you've downloaded, like I'll get an alert that Astrobot has some new thing added when they were doing all those levels.
I even got 2 hours ago, I got an email, Destruction All-Stars service update.
Who all are they notifying? All right, Brant. It's no more than $15 on eBay. Here's one for $10. So if you have to have a physical copy of this before it's too late before this news goes everywhere. This might be a good time to grab one of those. Before it goes the way of Concord. Well, Concord doesn't even have a single player thing that you can play off the disc, is it?
Except for those select group of people.
Yes,
that are trying to revive it.
The revived Concord, exactly. All right, next up in news, Embracer. Embracer announces plan to split into 2 companies, says Andy Robinson at VGC, VideoGamesChronicle.com. Fellowship Entertainment is planned to be established in 2027 and will be a, quote, IP-led entertainment company built around the development, publishing, and licensing of games with a single centralized business plan. The new company will take over stewardship of the Lord of the Rings IP and game franchises such as Tomb Raider, Darksiders, Dead Island, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Metro, and Remnant. There's Lord of the Rings IP. This is like the dwarf episode. There's lots of dwarf mentions. The new company, I read that bit. Studios joining the company. New company will include 4A Games, Crystal Dynamics, Dam Buster Studios, Dark Horse Media, Eidos Montreal, Fish Labs, Flying Wild Hog Studios, Gunfire Games, Middle Earth Enterprises, Red Octane Games, and Warhorse Studios. Embracer will operate as a highly decentralized organization with distinct strategies across its business segments. This is such a corporate layout. And oversee IPs including Destroy All Humans, Desperados, Gothic, Killing Floor, Kingdoms of Amalur. I did not think that was even still around. MX vs. ATV, Reanimal, Ride, Screamer, Titan Quest, and Wreckfest, as well as licenses such as Hot Wheels Unleashed and SpongeBob SquarePants. Companies remaining with Embracer include Aspire, Beamdog, Crazy Labs, Deca, Demurge, DPI Merchandising, Limited Run Games, I forgot they were part of Embracer, Milestone, PlayOn Partners, PlayOn Pictures, and THQ Nordic, which encompasses 35 studios and subsidiaries, Tripwire, and Vertigo Games. According to an announcement, the split will allow Embracer more flexibility to pursue mergers and acquisitions, while Fellowship focuses on its studios and publishing efforts. Kind of an interesting grab here. We'll see. This is just a big conglomerate, like redefining its wings, right?
Yeah.
Fellowship,
which they've kind of had to do after they bought up so many studios really, really quickly.
Yeah. That article goes on to note that when they bought all those studios in 2023, they had to lay off a bunch of folks.
Mm-hmm.
Who did they scoop up then?
Oh,
they sold off Borderlands.
Yeah.
Borderlands. They sold off Gearbox, who had Borderlands and what, People Can Fly. Was that part of them? Who else was?
I think so.
What else does Gearbox? Is Gearbox just a Borderlands creator these days? They're not doing Halo PC ports. You know that.
And on the subject of layoffs and Halo ports.
Oh, never good. That's a bad segue, Brant.
Oh, I know. It's from Andy Robinson. On Bungie is reportedly planned significant layoffs as no Destiny 3 greenlit.
Uh-oh.
So last, I think it was toward the end of last week, it was confirmed that, or announced that, basically Destiny 2 is wrapping up. They're sunsetting the support for Destiny 2. That's no
it's
more.
Like their last big content update, right? No new release stuff.
No more updates, bug fixes, or anything after this last thing here. And it says a significant number of layoffs are planned, it's claimed, which will be the latest to hit the studios following its $3.6 billion sale to Sony. The company doesn't have a new project lined up for Destiny 2 development team after the game comes to an end next month. According to the publication, it doesn't plan to immediately enter production on Destiny 3. Bungie staff are planning to pitch projects, including Destiny franchises, according to sources, but none have been approved or greenlit yet. There's no guarantee with the way Sony's been operating lately.
Yeah.
Like how many projects did Blue Point pitch and just got told no.
They try to
An
save
update,
themselves with the God of War online thing.
right? And an update posted on the website last Thursday. Bungie confirmed that it will release the final live service content update for Destiny 2 on June 9th. News follows declining player numbers for the live service shooter and disappointing recent expansion. The final update will add a collection of love letters to players based on the most common player requests, Bungie said, including the return of the director and other modes. And small character beats to leave the story and characters in an interesting place.
The director. Return of the director and other modes. I didn't play enough Bungie. I didn't play enough Destiny 2 to know what the director is. The director
I know Destiny 2 was.
That's what they called. That's what they called the AI in Left 4 Dead, right? Wasn't that the director, like changing stuff around and putting the witches in different places? So. Yeah, that's what stuck out in my mind. I was like, this must be something else, though.
But I know Destiny 2 was loved by a big community of people, and I know since then people have been review bombing even more so Marathon.
Really?
Than originally, yeah. Because of they're focusing, trying to focus Bungie on Marathon right now.
Kind of wait for that to have a price drop or go free to play to try it again, but nothing from that tech test really had me dying to get back in there, right?
And from the concurrent player counts on Steam, it doesn't seem like it's really doing that well by itself, so.
And Sony, since last week, Sony doubled down on the whole first-party publishing, right? Like that's going to be specifically not coming to PC except for games like this.
Yeah,
like a Helldivers or a Destiny 3, if there is one, which it doesn't sound like there's even like started production. So the way these cycles are now, if you were to start production on Destiny 3 now, that's what mid-generation PlayStation 6 type title.
Yeah.
What do you do there? I mean, what the best thing I think about this, because I know people with like thousands of hours in Destiny 2, is that they're going to keep those servers up. Like you can still pop in Destiny 1 for PS3 or 360 and you can get on that game. Now it's reached a certain end game with content, but you can play everything that you're supposed to be able to get access to on those platforms. Because I want to say the first Destiny, like they stopped releasing expansions for the old systems. They started, there was like a certain expansion that started coming out for PS4 and Xbox One and PC that wasn't available for those, but you still got a good amount of content for PS3 and 360. I bought a copy, maybe when was my PS3 kick? Maybe like a year ago. I bought a copy of Destiny with the intention to pop it in and just play, like see how it feels and plays and that sort of thing, because it's still active. I mean, I'm sure there's a pretty good install there size-wise, but they've kept that up, so people that love Destiny 2 can keep playing that. And there was just a big, like a humble PC sale on like all of the Destiny 2 content. I think you got everything in there. I mean, that could be one of our games. We could all be playing Destiny 2. That maybe we give that a go at the end of the Destiny's life.
just like we gave Babylon's Fall right before it died.
You and Cesar did, and my neighbor did, and I installed it and everything, and I never touched it. I never got into Babylon's Fall. I have that coaster as well. We're just collecting coasters now for PS5. Destruction All-Stars Concord. I'll have an eBay lot of coasters that I can sell. PlayStation 5 coasters.
Well, this next story I put in here specifically just for us, me and Richard here, because I know we'd get a kick out of this. The first Metal Gear Solid 4 port footage confirms it's keeping the iPod and Playboy collabs.
Which one of those is more interesting to me or more interesting to you in this, in, in the way that you built that lead?
Um, so there was like a live stream. I believe it was all um done in Japanese.
Yeah.
But they did show a lot um of this Metal Gear Solid 4 running at 60 frames per second, might I add, and looking beautiful. The
Yeah.
fact that this game is now not going to be stuck on the PS3 is very, very good.
Yeah.
Um, and of course, this article notes that this will release the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2 for PS5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, Switch 2, PC, August 27th.
It's actually soonish. It doesn't seem like that would have been shocking. Maybe it feels like a couple weeks ago, but it's already almost June. So
But they do say that notably in the stream, there were licensed products featured in the original game, such as an iPod item, which players could use to play music and podcasts. In a Blink and You'll Miss It segment known as also shown Snake's collecting Playboy magazines, which were used in the game as a distraction for enemies by placing them on the ground.
yeah.
The confirmation that the iPod Playboys are returning to the modern port suggests that Metal Gear Solid 4, many other product placements could also stay in place, such as Mountain Dew, Walkmans, Doritos, Uniqlo, and more.
I didn't know Uniqlo was. I know it's a Japanese brand, but I didn't know it was around for Metal Gear Solid 4. That's
I
interesting.
did not know this either.
There is a store at Disney Springs, a Uniqlo store that I love going into to see if they have anything interesting. Some cool stuff in there.
They do note that one such product placement that is likely to change in the non-PlayStation version, at least, is the reference to the PS3 controls, such as the PS3's DualShock controller Snake uses to control his gadgets.
Yeah. That won't be in anything. It was always weird to me. Like, I don't know what it is with the controller licensing, but like even in game manuals from like PS2 and Xbox and PS3 era and stuff like that, they wouldn't show the actual controller. Like, you would know it's a DualShock, but it doesn't have like the Sony branding and stuff on it.
Yeah.
That always drove me crazy. I'm like, what are we doing here? You pull up the menu and it's just like a generic GameCube controller, but it doesn't say Nintendo GameCube in the middle. And I was always, it was an unsettling detail, and I don't know what it is with licensing. Like, you already licensed the game to run on this device. Why can't you put that in the manual? Or that was always weird. I'm sure there's an explanation for that somewhere. That does bode well for these other products, right? That could potentially be in there.
Yeah. And I don't know if they have to obviously have to resecure those brand deals or whatever, but
Yeah.
still, it's really cool that they're trying to keep it as original as possible.
Yes.
And I think it definitely was cool to see the iPod in there.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Because I, for one, still daily drive my iPod.
Did it integrate somehow in Metal Gear Solid 4? Could you like hook it up to the PS3 and play anything off of it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Remember the 360 had like a direct. That was in the midst of that like nasty Microsoft and Apple stuff. I bought a Mac. I'm a Mac. I'm a PC. You could link your iPod up to the 360 and it just worked. Like, it had a whole interface for it and everything. You could play stuff off of it, which was really cool.
I don't think I ever tried that.
Yeah, I specifically remember it was on the media tab on the Blades, and you had an iPod section in there.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
You could go down to it, and I think you played it off of that. I think it just viewed it as an external drive, and then you could just boot up songs off of your iPod or play them in-game and that sort of stuff. I might be misremembering the in-game part, but I know it had direct iPod integration. Dang. That was a huge deal then. Was it last week we were talking about specific devices for specific use cases, like a camera had its own, you had a digital, yeah. Maybe we start tiptoeing back that direction. Digital Foundry had a great breakdown. You know, you can put Linux on a PlayStation 5 that is unshackled from
Yes.
legal constraints. Did you watch that Digital Foundry video where they put some things through its
I didn't.
paces?
I did not watch it in its. I have seen clips. I have not
Yeah.
actually sat down and watched it in its entirety.
It's very, very good. It's very in depth. Like, this is what Digital Foundry is excellent at, is seeing how this works. Essentially, we don't get PS3 backwards compatibility because that architecture was so weird, right? It was so bizarre. Brant, have you been dabbling with emulators and playing back ROMs on specific ones? And you've talked about like Mario 64 is kind of a standout that plays drastically different based off of which emulator you're running that ROM through. Digital Foundry has a PS5 that they have got Linux running on, and there is a native, is it RPC PSX or something like that?
Yeah, RPCS3
R
is the
RCPS3 RSPC3.
RP, something like that.
It's like the gun from GoldenEye, the one that goes. But they've got these games running, so that emulator is a native Linux thing, and they fire up these ROMs using that native,
the same one I use on the Steam Deck,
that native Linux emulator, and it's to varying results. Like, they have some games that perform better, and interestingly, it was a lot of the early PS3 titles that didn't use. Man, I just watched this. I should remember. The PS3, the cell processor, it was a very, very powerful CPU. So the GPU was kind of limited in that RSX GPU in the PS3. So when developers really got a hold of the system, so it's, you know, your Insomniacs, your Naughty Dogs, they found ways to program those, the 8 microprocessors, like the SP chips, I think they're called, on that cell. So the early games where people had not really figured that out as much, like MotorStorm runs at native 4x resolution scale, so MotorStorm is like gorgeous on there. And even the second one, Pacific Rift, but by the time it got to Apocalypse, you start seeing like some shadow warping and stuff. Like, it still plays well, but a lot of the games that are really dependent on those little microprocessors on the cell, it struggles with. And I think the most egregious example was God of War Ascension, which unfortunately is stuck on PS3. And it's like locked beautiful 30 frames per second on PS3, and it struggles to hit like 20 on this emulator through that Linux emulation. But there are ways, I mean, they proved it. There are ways to get PS3 backwards compatibility on this thing. Yeah, I've got a copy as well. Hold on to it. It's locked on PS3. Interesting little side story, and people in the comments were noting like how it kicks off your fans on that system, and it was a powerhouse on PS3, the God of War Ascension. So I highly recommend, if you're interested in stuff like that, go through and watch. Killzone runs great on there. Resistance 1 got a huge boost through that Linux port. It was like 4x resolution, it ran at 30 frames per second. You weren't going to get any more than that, but it's a locked 30. Like, there's no frame tearing. Some of those early PS3 games, you had a lot of frame tearing issues and frame pacing. They're straightened out with the overhead of the PS5 Linux version. It was just really cool. Like, if I had a spare PS5 laying around, that would be a really neat thing to run it through.
I'm about to say, to get that running, you have to have a fat model PS3 that is specifically like on a pretty early firmware, if I remember correctly, to get that running.
So something Digital Foundry would have had laying around.
Yeah, but damn, would it be cool to do.
This was, I want to say Metal Gear Solid 4 was a standout. I think it was a real rock solid. Was it? Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know that, because so much of that was a cutscene. I can't remember. They specifically talked about Metal Gear Solid 4, and I can't remember whether it was. I feel like it was locked 30, but there were some weird cases in that video where, like, the PS3 one was still the definitive way to play, and that was the case with God of War Ascension, like we were talking about. But really good video. They did a great job with it. But I'm hoping hoping this Metal Gear Solid 4 is the definitive way to play this, and it's not. You and I were talking earlier this week about like HD collections and how they are not the better way to play. We thought they were when we got PS3s, and like I've been playing Medal of Honor Frontline. Look at that PS2 versus PS3 comparison. That's a totally different game on PS3, and it loses a lot of the atmosphere and the fog and smoke and the textures, and it's uninspired and flat. And like there's graphical issues in the Jack and Daxter collection, and for modern convenience and port wise and things like that, they're not horrible ways to play, but we lost something in that transition from standard definition to those HD ports. They were not all created equally. But I would like a de facto list. That's a good thing for AI, right? To go through and look through all the Reddit threads and game facts and Digital Foundry articles and all that and break down which ones are the better ones to play and which ones you're better off. I absolutely can say Medal of Honor Frontline for that generation over the HD one on PS3. Just looking at that, it's like, ooh, this is not good. All right, that's that story. Our last bit of news here. PlayStation Plus monthly games for June have been announced. You're going to get Grounded Fully Yoked Edition.
Which is interesting. That's a Microsoft.
I was about to do a double take there. Isn't that the like Obsidian developed? Am I thinking? Is it Obsidian? So. Yeah. All right, Grounded Fully Yoked Edition for PS5 and PS4. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4. And Warhammer 40k Darkside for PS5. They're still showing EA Sports FC 26, which will still remain available through June 16th. So you have like an extra 2 weeks to grab that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I always get the notification like from the PlayStation app. It's like, hey, it's your last chance to get this month's PlayStation Plus games. Yep. And usually when I go in there, I've already gotten them. I checked today and it was like add to library. I was like, shit, I did not do this for this whole month. Yeah. So I threw those in there today. You've got until Tuesday, June 2nd. So you've got almost a week from today to add Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers, and Nine Souls to your game library. Both Souls-like, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, this Warhammer 40k is a 4-player co-op game. It's kind of like a built on the legacy of Vermintide 2. It's a Left 4 Dead type thing, right? This might be an interesting stream. We all have access to this now. And I have since, I think I got it before last week's show, but I've got John Carpenter's Toxic Commando to play with you guys, and I think we might have talked Buish into getting it. I don't know if you picked it up or not. Were you going to say something about Darktide?
I'm about to say we'd have to make sure Buish has access to Darktide.
I wonder if it's crossplay. We almost assume things these days are crossplay, right? Because we've been spoiled with some of the big ones that we've played. Yeah. It's the number one search if you look for it. Yes, Warhammer Darktide supports full crossplay. You can seamlessly play cooperative missions with friends across PC, Steam, and Microsoft Store, and Xbox Series X and S. That doesn't say PlayStation on here. That's not what I asked. Crossplay and cross-save for Space Marine 2. Get your Fat Shark ID from social. It looks like it might be possible. You can seamlessly play together and form strike teams across PC and consoles. Okay. PlayStation crossplay is also fully supported between consoles. So, for Buish's sake, we just have to see if it's on Game Pass, maybe, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that we've mentioned it coming to Game Pass. I don't know if that's stuck out. There's so many Warhammer games, though.
I know.
Totally get lost in. You can buy it. Is it $10 on the Xbox store? This might not be such a great deal to get it for PlayStation. Get Game Pass included. It's included in Game Pass Essential. Okay. Or you can buy it for $9.99. I just got Game Pass Essential. I got a year for $57, I think it was. I sent you that deal the other day. I don't know when yours was going to run out or not. Mine had just run out. And Newegg had the Game Pass Essential, which gets you...
Yep.
It's not new releases, and it's not the year after new releases. It's the tier below that. So it's like whatever random stuff is in there. Like I saw Fable Anniversary. When you first fire up, because I checked my Xbox to make sure it went through, Blinks the Time Sweeper is the first thing that it shows me on this Game Pass Essential. I knew you'd like that. Oh, I knew you'd like the Blinks the Time Sweeper news. Okay, so Bleach can join us on this Warhammer 40k. I say we shoot for that one of these nights too. One of these game nights.
Yeah, why not?
He doesn't have to buy that Toxic Commando. Cool. All right, that's a solid PlayStation Plus list, right? It's not stellar, but those are good games. It's a variety of games. Variety of Warhammer. It's just a Warhammer collection that comes out for people always tease like the humble choice that comes out every month. It's like 8 to 10 PC games that you can pick, and it's just $15 a month, and you get whatever these games are. You don't get to choose what they are. It's not a rotating catalog. You just get them straight up. And that's how you ended up with Crysis 3 today. I guess I had Crysis 3 remastered because I forget about it, and then it tells me it ran my card and I've got the game. So I'm like, okay, let's see what this is. But people in the Reddit threads, there's like a prediction league. So it's the first Tuesday of the month is when they release these games. So up until then, you could guess what the Humble Bundle games are going to be. And then people are always in those threads joking. It's like 5 straight Warhammer 40k games. And then only 3 of the... What's the other Warhammer? It's like Age of something. I can't remember what they call the other one. So not like the mechs and stuff, like the medieval Warhammer. Not 40k, but Age of something. Somebody's listening. It's a big Warhammer fan is yelling into the void. But that's the other realm of the Warhammer miniatures that turned video games. There's always one of those coming out, I feel. You ever played any of those? Have you played like Space Marine or Space Marine 2?
No. I had somebody talk me into like trying the tabletop version of Warhammer. And yeah. It was an experience. It's still not my cup of tea.
No?
Nah.
We went to a shop somewhere downtown and bought like a miniature starter kit that it was like $20, and it comes with the little ones that you can build. One of my kids was clamoring for it, and I'm like, sure, let's try this. And we have never like busted out that miniature to try to build it, like snap it together. There were people in there painting those little fucking things and all that.
Yeah.
It looks cool as hell. Like the campaigns and stuff look like they would be a lot of fun. You did not enjoy your time with it?
Oh, the person that I went over to his house, he started off buying them, and then he like eventually got to the point where he just started 3D printing them and all this crap. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude.
You're doing the most here. Yeah, Age of... I had it just a second ago. Then I lost it. That Space Marine for 360 and PS3 has come down pretty significant amount. I thought it was like an $80 game at some point. Age of Sigmar. I think they call it AOS. That's like the Warcraft, that medieval fantasy, high fantasy type thing, like Lord of the Rings, versus the mechs and Space Marines and all that at 40k. All right, come here for your Warhammer lore as well, of which I know very little. I know there's like a billion books, and you can do the miniatures too.
Yeah.
Is that it, Brand? Is that it for us for news?
That's yeah, that takes care of the news.
We did it. Oh man, I have a game acquired, but it's not in here. I got the Toxic Commando or Commander? Toxic Commando. All right, I've got that to play with you and Cesar whenever we get a chance. I'll run that in the PS5 and get it installed. And I didn't bring it in here, but I was missing Medal of Honor Airborne for the Xbox 360, which, if I remember right, last time I looked, was backwards compatible on the Xbox Series, One, all those. But not available digitally, so you can pop the disc in, and it's backwards compatible. Medal of Honor Airborne is backwards compatible on Xbox One, Series X and S with FPS boost support for a smoother frame rate.
Nice.
Friend of the show, Charles, sold this to me years and years ago, and I assumed I still had it, but I didn't have that one for some reason. I've got it for PS3. Damn. I don't know if that was the era of me swapping. I had Bioshock. I bought Bioshock and Medal of Honor Airborne from friend of the show, Charles, many, many years ago. He was going to trade them in, and I was like, no, let me give you better deals on those. I want to play both of them. And I got those for $360 a long time ago, but I'm still on my Medal of Honor kick. Brant, I beat the level. I've been talking about it for 2 weeks.
Yep.
I finally finished the tank level. I sent you yesterday. I died twice yesterday. And I'm like, fuck this game. And I was like, I took a short break. I was like, I'll come back to this. I queued it up. And something, the RNG, as Cesar likes to say, was just totally different in this one. The tank, you have to like cheese this tank. You pick up the tank buster, the Panzer Shrek maybe is what the name of it is. But this tank, you destroy a tank earlier in the game in maybe 3 seconds. Like you're shooting it with this mounted gun and you destroy it. This one, for some reason, you have to like duck into this room and step out and shoot and then duck back in and then wait for it to shoot. Step out. Like it's just this pattern of bullshit. Because there's nowhere to hide from it except for in this one little alcove. I read this in the guide. I can't remember if I mentioned this last week. And I had tried to pull it off. And I did it last week when I talked about it on the show. But I ran out there and I just got flooded by Nazis. They were fucking everywhere. So I destroyed the tank and I paused it and I sent you a picture where I had destroyed the tank and finished the 2 parts of the mission and I just had to meet up with this guy. Brant, when I died when they overran me, if I had just like run out to the left and gone in this house, the guy was up there. I could have just like sprinted to him and completed it a week ago. Gosh. Yeah. And I mentioned this last week and I told a friend of the show, Mark's Night, I said to Brant, this is the point you get to in the game and you're just like, it's got to go back to Blockbuster. Like I tried my best tonight. I couldn't beat it. I put so many hours into it. I couldn't beat it. It's going back. And then hopefully it's there next week and I can check it back out. My save's on my memory card. I'm good. Nobody has to overwrite my save on my cartridge or anything. And that third time, I see the destruction of the tank and I started to creep out from that corner and I'm looking all around. And then somebody is on a mounted gun behind the tank and they're shooting at me through that thing and my health is immediately dropping. I'm like, what the fuck? I killed this tank finally and they're going to cheese me from behind this thing. So I keep backing up and it's like they don't see me. So I don't know if the game glitched and just like left the tank right there. But I've got 21 grenades somehow and I just start chucking grenades like I'm cooking them. And the whole time I'm thinking I'm going to cook it and blow myself up with it. And I'm cooking them and I'm chucking them over this tank and I get it to the tank and then I get it right on top of the tank, and then I start pinging them off the building behind the tank, and I hear screams, and they're just flying everywhere. And so I cautiously like peer out, and I'm looking around, and the flood never comes. I don't know if I cheesed it by throwing those grenades and like killing that nest, but they never came out and swarmed me. I don't know if that's like the cutoff, and they run to that gun unless you take out the gun. I don't know what happened. But I kind of cleared that little area and then somebody was shooting at me in that room that I was telling you about on that house, like right around the corner. And I took that guy out and I went up the stairs and walked in the room and there was the guy and the mission was over. And I was like, oh my, I did it. I ran upstairs like I was 10 again. I ran upstairs and told my family, I was like, I beat that level finally. And I've played probably 2 or 3 levels after that. And it's right back to that perfect pacing and everything. And I actually think it has made me enjoy this game even more because it brings back those memories of being stuck in that one place. I told you last week, I was like, this game, I don't know how this game has become my Dark Souls. I cannot beat this level on Medal of Honor Frontline. But I powered through it and I text Mark's Night and he was like, there's always that one level on the campaign that will give you fits. And then like, it's the library in Halo. The library is just so long and aggravating. This is it, man. It's called Arnhem Nights, and one of the most beautiful pieces of video game music ever written is playing during this level the entire time. It's so fucking good, and I don't want to hear it again for a while because I heard it so many times,
over and over and over.
But I guess I gave my PS2 laser a break because it only played like it only had to load that one level into ROM over and over and over. But I finally got past it. You go into a train station after that, and you have to sneak onto the train station. And it's another one where you steal you steal like a uniform and you're showing people your ID again. You're showing people the papers. This would have been such a good clip to stream again because it's the guy's like, "What do you mean you don't have your papers?" And it's subtitled, so you get it in German and you see the subtitles and you show them the papers. And one of the guys was like, "Oh, that's a handsome photo of you." And I was like, "Thank you." But I got to a point. I got to this room. You play through this level and you're just going and you're just walking along and kind of taking in scenery and stuff, trying to get through this train station. And then there's a room with two guys just like sitting on the floor. And I've gotten a gun. So if you break out the gun, it immediately tells you on the bottom, like, your cover's blown. And I thought in an earlier mission, like the mission, that was it. But if you just change, you cycle back to the papers. So the papers are like a weapon. So when I got rid of that, I had the costume and the papers back. So, but you get to this room and there's no doors to open or anything. So I cycled through to my pistol and they started rushing me. And I was like, let me just shoot these guys. And I think that's as far as you can get before your cover is blown and you have to actually play the first person shooter as a shooter. But then it was another train level where you're working your way down the cars, which was very, very cool because at points as you're jumping down the train, like it's rendering everything around you. The PS2, I think you played some PS2 you're going to talk about, but there was something about that generation, man, and what they got out of the technical. They had great, at the time it was a huge boost, but there's like technical limitations at the same time and the way you had to design stuff around that. But this train is like fully going down tracks and there's electric lines and poles and it's rendering like another track simultaneously next to me and trees and like farmland. And it's just awesome. And you're jumping down these different train cars. And then occasionally there's a train next to you and you have to pop into one of the armored guns inside the train you're on and shoot that other one. Like you have to take out the guns that are shooting at you and take out sections of the train. It's just, I'm having so much fun with this campaign on this PS2 game. And then the villain is at the end of it. He drops a briefcase. You pick up a briefcase. It's got some intel in it. And then you go through the last door and he's jumped onto like the first car of the train and he's taken off. So there's 6 missions total and there's 21 levels spread along the 6 missions. And I just finished the 5th mission. So I'm on the last mission, which is 2 or 3 levels. I haven't really been counting the levels. So I'm very close to the end of 2002's masterpiece, I will say, Medal of Honor Frontline. They don't make campaigns and stuff like this anymore. Outside of that, you and I played some Old Man Halo. I think we've had two nights worth of rounds on some Old Man Halo. Was it just us? Has Buish joined us since that recording?
No, I don't think so.
Friend of the show, Squasha, our nemesis for several of the past weeks, sent them a friend invite because we were trying to join up with them because it was just 2 of us and we were trying to join up with a set of 2 so we could like get some more games. They finally added me as a friend, so we'll see how it goes with the Squashas. Maybe we can
see if they're on tonight.
Yeah.
They're a little inconsistent though.
Man, they can be totally hit and miss. And with a game where you have to bump sticks, I don't know how you load into a game and then you're just not, you just stand there.
Just standing there. Yeah.
But I feel like we played last week. We had some not so great rounds and then we decided like, hey, let's just finish on a win and we got a dub out of there.
We had some decent ones though. I can't remember who it was that was just putting the screws to us though.
Oh, one team ran us.
There was, oh my gosh. Yeah.
But then I think if we looked at the end of it, we only had 3 people, or our rando just absolutely didn't do a damn thing. They were like 3 and 17 or something. So that's the luck of the draw with the Old Man Halo. And I re-upped. I'm on Game Pass Essential now, so I've got online play again and some PC streaming. It said you still get cloud gaming for games, certain games you own, certain Game Pass games, and certain PC games. So I've got to also see what the PC side of that looks like too. See what I have access to. Yeah. So I might check in on that and report back, but that's been it for me over the last week.
I've gotten to the point where I found a repository of some CHDs for of my legally owned PS2 games.
Of course. We expect nothing less.
I'm still trying to build that up. I'm going with the essentials first. I think the main goal is to archive everything that's here. I got this in today, which was part.
Don't forget, I have personally backed up 3 terabytes worth of some of my favorites. And I think a lot of them would be considered PlayStation 2 essentials. So there's always the pending ability for us to get together and share our libraries that we've personally backed up together.
But this came in today. It is the Retroid Pocket Dock.
Oh, he's getting accessories for them now.
Yes. So this will it's got a Ethernet port on the back.
Okay.
For 1000 megabit per second networks, HDMI 2.0 for up to 4K 60 hertz resolution.
Okay.
USBs that you can either put thumb drives, mouse, keyboard controls, and then there's also a USB 3.0 with transfer rate up to 5 gigabits per second, which you could use a hard drive on. So I definitely want to hook this device. I'm working on up to a larger a television and see what the output looks like.
Interesting.
See how well this is going to go.
Yeah.
Might even go ahead and get a controller with that to see how well it's going to display and play.
Gonna pop in one of those 8-bit doos. 8-bit doos.
Possibly. Other than that, the latest season of Devil May Cry just came out on Netflix.
Yeah, saw that.
And I enjoyed the first season so much, started watching the second season, got halfway through it, and I had to go ahead and pop in Devil May Cry 2 just to see, even though most people say they're like, oh, it's the worst game. I'm like, I don't remember it being that bad.
Yeah.
So I told you yesterday that I beat the first disc, which is they divided this game up into 2 discs, which revolve around the 2 characters that are in the game. So you have Dante, a Dante disc, and you have a Lucia disc, which is just a character that they have in this storyline.
Okay.
The Dante disc has like 18 missions, and I beat those yesterday. The Lucia disc has 13, and I beat that one today. So,
oh shit,
went all the way. Yeah, went all the way through. Are they that
quick of playthroughs?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Is that why it got panned? Like, I remember this not being greatly received.
So compared to the first game, it's not a great game by itself. It's still a decent game. It's still a decent game. There is a lot that is wonky. There's a lot that goes like they talk about Dante in the first game, he's very quippy, he's a smart ass and this, that, and the other, and his personality is a little bit more subdued in this one. The story is a little all over the place and disjointed. There's a lot of stuff that's like it just happens and you're like, okay, what's exactly going on here?
Right.
And that can be just from the development hell. This game changed hands several times, didn't stay in the hands of the original creators, and so there's a lot of stuff that happened. I still think it's an okay game. It is. I played it on normal difficulty and it was extremely easy. It's very easy to cheese your way through a lot of stuff. A lot of times, with the fixed camera angles that this game had, there's a lot of times where you're just firing at enemies that are off the screen, and then the enemy AI, yes, the enemy AI is terrible. Sometimes they just stand there and don't even attack you. I mean, it becomes very easy.
It's all
There's
over the
certain
place.
weapons. There's certain weapons once you get the rocket launcher for Dante, it's like you can just kind of cheese that and it becomes very easy. Even more so. So
Featuring
the
Dante from
main
Devil May Cry.
featuring Dante from Devil May Cry. So the main thing of this game is you have Lucia is collecting at the very beginning of the game. She's collecting. There's a coin, and you somewhat gather through the thing through playing the game. It's never 100% explained. There's 4 items that are called the Arcana, and she's collecting them to try and keep them from this person named Arius, who is a CEO of a company called Ouroboros. He's also a like sorcerer, and he's trying to collect these items in order, one, to become like immortal and godlike, and also resurrect a demon called Argasax. Argasax is like the embodiment of chaos. He's a giant fiery demon. So you find out also that Lucia was created by Arius,
Okay.
and she's just like this experiment that he had. Playing both of the stories, you get like a little bit more of the story, but it's like you get a few more cutscenes. A lot of the levels are the same, a lot of the bosses are the same.
Okay.
She has
So it's like a second view, essentially.
Yeah, she has a few unique areas she goes to. This whole one area is like there's a bunch of underwater crap it's unique, but it's a little annoying. Um, but it's I don't know. It wasn't terrible. I still enjoyed it for what it was.
Oh, Devil May Cry's on
But
Netflix.
but yes, I'm enjoying the second season of Devil May Cry a lot more than I enjoyed Devil May Cry 2, and I've heard Devil May Cry 3 is just like the pinnacle of the PS2 games. So, and it's I think a prequel to the first 2 games technically.
Yeah, him and his brother. I
Yeah.
remember I was working retail when the special edition of that came out on PS2. And there was a huge Sadiq was a gentleman's name that worked with me. He was a huge Devil May Cry fan. And his sentiments are very similar to yours with the second one. But he loved the third one. That special edition he ate up. And I can't remember what was different about special edition, but it came out like 4 to 6 months, I feel like, right after after Devil May Cry 3. It was like a quick turnaround that you got this player's hits, director's cut, essential version. I have always wanted to get into this series. I briefly started the first one, and it was either too hard, or I died too fast, or I was like, I don't know about this. I think I need to play it with somebody. There are games that I was not good at that I enjoyed just playing with someone and had a blast with. Like that was even more. It made more of it for me just to play it alongside somebody. I kind of feel like this is that franchise. I feel like Dark Souls is the same way. Not saying this is like Dark Souls.
Well, I can be that person. I remember at least playing these 3 games. I still have not gone to 4 and 5.
Okay.
But the original collection, I do. It's funny. I just replaying it. I'm like, yeah, I don't remember a whole lot of the story, and I'm like, okay, well, because the story's like whole cloth barely there, but it's like walking around and getting like the shotgun and all. I'm like, okay, yeah, I remember this. I remember these corridors and stuff. I'm like, and I just remember enjoying it as a kid. I know the second one, it's there's a lot of critique to it, but I think by itself, it's an okay game. It's it's nowhere, like I said, near the first one. The first one's really, really good.
I need to give it another shot. I'm on this
And
PS2 kick. I need to pop it in there with you.
yeah, I think I remember the third one being like really, really amazing, and I know a lot of people harp on it. So
And you
I
played
think,
that on PS4, the collection you showed us on the video?
yes,
I've got it for
but I
everything.
think
I bought that collection for PS3. I bought the PS4 collection. What's the best
about to say,
version
I
of
think
those?
even
Do you know? Is it the PS2s or the HD collections?
I'm not sure, honestly.
I know Buish recently bought that Steam collection because it was super cheap. And we had
About
to
to say,
go
I know the Steam stuff went on sale.
back
It's
and
off sale
forth
now.
because he's like, I'm playing the first one. I'm like, I didn't think that played on Steam Deck. And he's playing DMC. He's playing the Ninja Theory one. So I
Oh,
was like, oh, okay, that makes
the
sense.
super edgy
Yep.
reboot.
DMC
Which I saw
1.
some stuff about that one. Yeah, I saw some stuff about that one, and it's there's some decent like level design and some cool concepts, but overall, I don't like the story that the way they were talking about it and the changes they made.
PC. People recommending PC for 1, 2, and 4. This person said 1, 2, and 4. Switch for Devil May Cry 3. PS5 for Devil May Cry 5 and DMC if the PS4 Definitive Edition is compatible. For DMC 1 through 3, the HD collection is a good choice as it allows you to run it at 1080p with good performance, but they goofed up textures and audio for DMC 1. Did you play that on PS2 when you played it recently?
Yeah, because I think I played that last year
Okay.
sometime. I want to say.
I need to play that. Did you see too? Speaking of games, I need to go back and actually finish. There's a mod for Skyrim now where you can play on Steam Deck in a Wii U style. So you add
I did not.
a browser on the main screen and your game. I don't know how it's running, but there's a way to do Wii U style where you're moving around on your monitor or the TV, and then when you look down at your Steam Deck, it has like the map or your weapon inventory and stuff like that. You can cycle through. Like somebody's done the Lord's work on a Skyrim mod. And it's
Oh
what
my gosh.
Skyrim would have been on the Wii U. Like you can play Twilight Princess and that stuff and have access to those menus on the touchscreen. I saw that today.
Crap.
That Steam Deck HQ account. Do you follow that on any social medias? They post some great stuff.
I don't think so.
Like they were saying today, the new 007 game runs well on Steam Deck, 30 frames per second at high settings. And I'm like, how is this possible? Steam Deck still stays competent. Hopefully we get
Steam Deck's an amazing device, man.
It's a beast. Hopefully we're going to get some Steam Machine info before too long. It seems like there's getting to be more smoke to that fire. I feel like there's always something kicking around with that. Brand, I derailed your whole segment here on
Oh no.
Best version of Devil May Cry.
Long story short, it's not Devil May Cry 2.
Don't play that one.
It's an okay game. You can I'd say it gets a bad rap, but it's not the best, obviously, but it's not terrible. But yeah, beat Argus X, beat both this. I don't know, with us talking about old games the way we have been, it makes me want to just like stay in some of these old games. So like I've taken this week off, and the more I can, I think I'm diving into some old games. I booted up Pokemon Black, I think it was the other day too, and started just started playing in that because I know years ago I booted it up and was playing in it a long time ago just to like as a bridge to move certain Pokemon around when like Pokemon Bank and all that came around to try and collect every single I got this notion in my head. I'm like, I'm gonna collect them all, and then I didn't realize how big of an undertaking that
I'll get
was.
every single Pokemon across every single game.
And I did it once for one game during that X and Y generation, and then I was like, okay, I'm good, done, never doing this again. But I never played that series of Black and White, and I've heard that they're actually really good, and it's interesting going back to those, with it being like the last of the like 2D sprite generation before they went to 3D, and how good those look and how amazing Game Freak did with those games, and just the sprites, the details, and the like the little animations and touches that they did to everything to really lend personality to both like the characters and the Pokemon and all of this. I'm like, dang man, these we say it all the time, we didn't know how good we had it.
Yeah.
Like all these games and the limitations imposed by the hardware that made you like really go like, how can we make this feel more alive? How can we, get the player more immersed? And it's like, man, they did so much work back in the day on all sorts of games. So I'm doing a deep dive this week, just playing old games.
That's
so
awesome.
Devil May Cry is where it started, and I don't know what I'm gonna throw in next. So it'll be something.
God, you got me wanting to throw it in the PS2. We don't get that kind of variety anymore. We didn't know how good we had it. You said it correctly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but that's it for me.
That's all. Pokemon, not to step too far back into this. Pokemon Black also had a sequel, right? Wasn't there like a Black and White 2 also on the same?
Yep. Black 2, White 2.
Yeah, that's wild. We don't get that too often. Well, I guess we got Moon, Sun and Moon, and then Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the last ones they did that with. I mean, forever we'd get the 1, 2, 3. We'd always get the follow-up game. Red, blue, yellow.
Yeah.
Ruby, sapphire, emerald.
You got me looking up these damn Devil May Cry
gold,
versions.
silver, crystal.
Yeah. And then Emerald was like the red Ruby and Sapphire, and then Emerald after that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if that's all for you, I think it's Old Man Halo time.
Oh, hell yeah.
Old Man Halo. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See you.